One of my favorite subjects to talk about is proper breathing technique. As long as I've been working out, as long as I've been training, 30 years now, maybe less than 5% of trainers, practitioners, so-called, that understand proper breathing technique when you train. You see, every time you do a set, there's a proper way to breathe, contrary to popular belief. Some people think that it's more beneficial for you to hold your breath when you're under pressure. And some people think that it's more effective to exhale when you're under pressure. I want you to think about this for those of you that believe that it's better to hold your breath. And then I'll show you a set to see how it works. When you hold your breath and you try to push or kick or punch, try to do anything explosive when you hold your breath, what happens? Yeah, not a lot, because what happens is you're restricting blood flow and oxygen to the muscles when you hold your breath. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If you're trying to put pressure on a muscle and force it to move through its full range of motion, then you want to have as much oxygen, as much circulation as possible. So I'll show you guys an example right now. When you get ready to push up, on the concentric phase, for example, of a chest press, you're gonna exhale, blow the air out, contract the pectoralis muscles as hard as possible, and then inhale and stabilize your body on the way down. Stabilize just means to engage your core and move down with control. You see how that works? So anytime you guys work out, just remember, concentric phase, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be exhaling, creating the greatest contraction possible. Isolate the specific muscle that you're working as much as possible, unless you're doing sport-specific training and you're moving dynamically. But if you're looking to build lean muscle mass, you wanna isolate specific muscles as much as possible. And then you want to focus your breath and your energy into every single movement. If I'm trying to get from point A to point B, I want to get there as quickly and as efficiently as possible. I'm not always going to train my body as hard as possible every single time, but I want to make sure that my movement is deliberate and focused. Nothing about what I do in here is random. Same thing goes with your breathing technique. And for those of you who question the breathing technique science, think about this. Where in life does it benefit you to hold your breath when you're moving? I'll wait, aside from when we're swimming. And even then, when you go down, you need oxygen. Where do you hold your breath where it's beneficial? You ever see a baseball player hit a baseball? As soon as they make contact, they're exhaling. Every time a basketball player shoots a shot, every time they release the ball, they exhale. Every single time a football player makes contact, whether they realize it or not, they are unconsciously exhaling on impact. It's what we do. It's natural movement. So for you to come into the gym and to put yourself under extraordinary amount of pressure and to hold your breath is only going to restrict your movement. So the next time you come to the gym to work out, make sure that you remember these few things. First and foremost, when I'm working out, I want to know what the primary muscle or muscles are. Next, I want to make sure that my form is conducive to isolating that muscle as much as possible. I want to make sure that my range of motion, I'm moving through as much of my range of motion, natural range of motion as possible. And then as far as my breathing technique is concerned, I want to make sure that I am using my breath to isolate specific muscles more effectively, to create the greatest possible contraction, to stimulate the neuromuscular connection, and to stabilize my body when I'm moving through the eccentric phase. So you can optimize your workouts. You don't need a bunch of extra equipment. You actually just need to learn how to use your body the right way first. Practice proper form, range of motion, breathing technique, isolating specific muscles for a month. Get really good at that, and then start incorporating outside resistance. Live life elevated. Keep it moving. Peace.